Could the Democrats' shining new star be seeing some, well, shiny new prison bars? Congresswoman AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and her chief of staff are accused of illegally funneling nearly $1 million in campaign contributions in an effort to skate around campaign finance laws. The complaint claims that AOC's chief of staff took the money from the PACs that he established and moved it into these private entities, LLCs, that he controlled and AOC was on the board of. Now, these are entities that could donate to political candidates and a lot looser on the regulations, and of course to candidates like AOC herself, for example. So what happened to the money, and what did the candidate know about it? Fox News caught up with her exclusively today.
Do you have any comment on the FEC violation filed against your office?
There is no violation, so there's no violation.
Do you think that's a sign of you taking dark money?
Oh, no. I'm 100% legal friendly. Thank you.
Joining me now is Brad Smith, a former FEC commissioner. Brad, first of all, it's nice to see the tables turned on some of these Democrats who are on their high horses all the time, claiming to have the moral superiority over everybody else. And suddenly, when they're on the defensive, they're like, no, let's get off that escalator as soon as possible. And Brad, you say that Ocasio-Cortez could actually see jail time in this case. How serious are these violations or even accusations?
Sure. Well, let's be cautious about that, Laura. I mean, I've looked at this. I've been doing this for 25 years. As an academic studying it, as a commissioner on the FEC, as a lawyer advising clients, I've never seen this kind of setup. Knowing in willful violations of the Federal Election Campaign Act can result in prison time. But let's not be like the Democrats are. It's like, now we got Trump. Now he's going to jail. My guess is AOC is not going to go to prison for this. But I do think there are very serious violations. I can't think of a way you get out of violations. There might be one. And it also shows, as you point out, the rank hypocrisy here. I mean, AOC's out there promoting this H.R. 1 bill the Democrats have that would put all kinds of more restrictions on ordinary Americans, grassroots groups, every little nonprofit and every little trade association if they want to participate in politics. But she's out, and she's got this chief of staff, Chakrabarti, who are doing things that seem to be, like I say, I can't think of a way that you get out of a violation on this.
You're being cautious, but I'm gonna say, well, look at what they did to Dinesh D'Souza. Mm-hmm. Look at what they did in that case. Okay, they threw the book at him in federal district court in New York, in Manhattan. Yeah, well, because of money that was donated to a senatorial campaign of a friend of his, and it was like his wife and I can't remember, but it was like a de minimis amount of money. It was very little. In this case, and I want people to understand this is not wonky. This is very easy to understand. There were 2 political action committees, correct? Started by this wonderkind chief of staff of hers, and that money ended up being funneled into a LLC that could donate money directly to AOC herself, correct?
Well, the LLC actually cannot donate money directly.
Oh, it's the other way around. The LLC goes to the PACs. The PACs can donate to her, correct?
But the PAC was funneling money to the LLC, and that's the question. What was the LLC doing with it? If they were supporting her campaign, they've got a major problem. And that LLC, or that PAC took in over $2 million and paid out over $1 million to this LLC. But there's no counting for what it did with over $2 million. It made $62,000 in contributions to candidates, nothing in independent expenditures. What did it do with all this money? Either it seemed to disappear into the pockets of Chakrabarti, or they used it to assist campaigns without reporting it, which would be major. Yeah, I want to
again. This gets really confusing for most people. They were doing something they weren't supposed to do, and a lot of money was involved. And it looks like the money was going to support her campaign. And if she was in control of that and knew what was going on, she could be in big trouble. That's the law.
That's the straightforward way to put it. And her best defense is probably that she was too ignorant and she didn't know what was going on.
Well, she's so ignorant. She knows how to reorient the entire U.S. economy under the Green New Deal.